June 12th, I didn't actually choose to talk about this, but I trust Spirit and I allow them to work through me, to come through me. And they, for some particular reason, I guess it's probably very apropos of the times and everything going on right now. And so they said, well, it's that time of the month again, time of the week again. So I asked them what message they wanted to get out this time. I always ask for their input as they speak truly from the divine. I am inspired, but I write as their vessel. I listen and type as fast as I can before the fleeting thought evades me. But trust me, it is truly their words that we all seek, I included. So immediately they responded with the word healing. Healing? I asked, really? We do a healing service at 10:30 every Sunday. Will that get their attention and make them sit up a little taller and take notice of our words? Healing, they repeated. And believe me, I learned a long time ago not to argue with them. So I must respect Spirit and take my notes too, for who am I to question the all-knowing? So healing. Healing has been in existence for as long as man. I remember, I was probably there. We had the ancient Greeks, Romans, Egyptians, all practicing some form of healing among their people. And obviously there was Jesus Christ out and about, traveling the countryside, spreading his word and the word of God, and doing a little bit of healing on the side. There are many varied forms of healing. And there were those that were known formally as healers. They were shamans, witch doctors, the medicine men. They came in many forms, but for all one purpose, to heal, to cure. So as word got out about them, the people came. They knew who had that power, who had the magical cure. They all had one thing in common, these people that came, the hope for a cure and faith in their healer. Faith, the magical and mysterious faith. What was it that they actually had faith in? Was it the healer? Yes, sometimes it was. But what they truly believed was that this person somehow, some way, had the power to heal, to cure them of their ailment or disease or pain. Did they really understand that the power truly came from God? Not always. They usually believed that the power was from the person they were seeking the aid from. But we all know as spiritualists, all healing power comes from the divine. So this was how it worked. You needed a cure. You needed a fix for something that was out of your control. So you sought out the one that you had been taught held that magical power. The shaman, the witch doctor, the medicine man, the voodoo mama. Your faith was with that individual. Some knew, some understood, some believed. Some were taught where the power truly came from. Jehovah, Creator, Grandfather, Allah. Some believed, some knew. Another form of healing comes through the power of prayer, possibly mind over matter. There are those that believe that if you pray hard enough, strong enough, often will be answered. But we as spiritualists believe in our natural laws as well, God's laws. So is it to be or not to be? All we can do is believe and hope for the highest and the best always. Put our intention out there and believe that with infinite intelligence, all things are possible. So we do what we were taught. Pray to God and ask to be healed. Millions of people do pilgrimages to places like Lourdes, Medjugorje, Fatima, other shrines that have been witness to miracles, to cures. Some follow the Wiccans, the green witches perhaps, those that believe in the powers of the earth, and that there is an herb for everything that ails you and protects you. Some pray to St. Jude, patron saint of miracles, hoping that if they donate money in his name, or say a special prayer or novena, all will be well, all will be cured. It all comes down to your belief and intent. Our intent is to be healed. Our belief is that it is truly possible. So we all arrive at that destination through various forms of travel and prayers and potions, ceremonies, whatever gets us the feeling we need. What we do, how hard we do it or ask for it, and how badly we want to be healed. So as spiritualists, we have our own ways of seeking healing, seeking truly divine healing. We have our healing prayer. Many of you were here for the healing service, which starts every Sunday at 10:30. We also have the healing prayer on our website, in case you can't make it to the church for the healing service. But back to healing, because actually, believe it or not, that's why we're all here today. I don't necessarily even mean the healing service at 10:30. I mean we're here to be healed in some form or another. We're all here on this beautiful sunny Sunday. Right now there's a slight little breeze in the air as it builds into the horrid humidity and storms we'll all enjoy later this afternoon, filling up the pools and watering the grass, making life pop up. So we believe in natural law, and we can't make a new law to stop that one, can we? That seasons change, the earth turns. It's out of our control. I know, that's so hard for us, especially as Americans. We want to control everything. But we're looking for a cure sometimes for a miracle. This is how life works. Things happen. Some of our own doing. Some are just part of life and living life. People do get sick. People want to be healed. And we have the hope that we can be. If we find the right shaman, witch doctor, voodoo spell, we have the faith in the divine, though, that it can happen if we say the right prayer, donate to the right saint. I'm not being cynical about this, but sadly, that is the belief of a lot of people, millions of people across the world. So I know from personal experience, as many of you do as well, it doesn't always work that way. We all have to experience some form of pain along the way, whether it be physical or emotional or both. And I'm going to tell you that emotional pain is right up there with the big ones. Who hasn't lost a close loved one and experienced the very powerful and sometimes overwhelming pain of grief? Just like they call cancer the big C, well, grief is the big G. It's right up there with it. Is there a cure for that one? I don't believe there is ever a cure for grief. There's no chemo, there's no radiation, there's no ceremony, there's no special herb. Well, there's Zoloft and Lexapro and etc. You see all those commercials, like I said. I'm not doing an ad for any of them. I've actually, honestly, I'm sure they probably do work. I've never taken one. I guess maybe I should have. I believe I went to the doctor about 6 months after my husband died, and I think I had a sinus infection. So they were just, going through my, oh, what have you been doing the past 6 months? And, blah, 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 how are you feeling? I said, oh, well, my husband died 6 months ago, so I'm, kind of stressed. Obviously, I'm taking care of the house and property and animals alone. And, they were like, right away, there's the prescription pad. Immediately. Are you suicidal? Are you having thoughts about? And I'm like, he died 6 months ago. I think I would have come in a few months ago if I felt that I needed something. And I never did. Because I had the magic ass behind me. Spiritualism. I didn't need Lexapro or Zoloft or whatever they wanted to prescribe me. So I'm going to tell you there's no overnight or over-the-counter cure. People I know that had to resort to those medications, sometimes they didn't feel a whole lot better months later after being on them. I mean, how much pain can you dull? Can you go through life walking around heavily medicated so that you don't have to deal with the unpleasant parts of your life? Well, I guess for some that works, but everyone has to go through that their own way. And there's no time frame either. It doesn't go away like a scab from a cut. Grief is more like the scab that someone keeps picking at on you. It doesn't go away. It's there when you get up. It's there throughout the day. And it's especially there at night before you go to sleep. When I lost my husband, who I did love very much, it's been almost 12 years, next month actually, not that I'm keeping track of the time, and the pain, the overwhelming anguish that woke me up in the morning, woke me up during the night, and followed me on my shoulder throughout my day was worse than the pain of my 2 natural childbirth experiences. I'd gladly do that and then experience the other kind. But there's no getting away from it. You do anything to heal it, to cure it somehow. Is there something you can do? Is there a pill? Is there a cure? Well, we fall back on our natural laws again. Time and more time, and the seasons change, and there's healing throughout the universe. The world keeps turning, and your life goes on, whether you want it to or not sometimes. So back to what we're all here for today, a form of healing. Stepping in those doors right out there is literally taking a step towards your healing, your cure. All of you have lost someone, whether a parent, sibling, grandparent, loved one. It's what we have here at this church that we offer you. We offer healing to you. And it can work, believe me. I am proof of it right here, right now. Because when I lost my husband, and then I lost my daughter last year, you lose a huge part of your life. How do you think you go on? Some days you can barely get out of bed. You wake up, you look around, and you dread the day because they're gone. And you think, how am I going to get through this day? This life without the person I love the most. So, as a spiritualist and a member of a very strong church family, I put my faith in my faith as a spiritualist. I believed that God was walking alongside of me and was present here in these walls and actually cared about me and stayed with me, never leaving my side, just like my trusted beagle. I came here every Sunday, pain-filled, weary of living. I sat in those healing chairs and I turned myself over to Spirit. I asked for the strength to go on, to get through the days, the nights in my life. And I felt it. I felt the blessings, the healing, radiating through my body as the healer laid their hands upon me. And I'm not going to mention any names with hot hands here. I wanted so badly to be healed. And it was meant to be. Once more, with the knowledge and belief in our spiritual faith and natural law, attracting only positive, asking for the highest and best always. So our earth continues to turn and life goes on. So I absorbed her strength, the energy, the unconditional love that was sent to me from infinite intelligence through our healing service. I had faith in my faith. And then I stayed and sat for the Sunday service, the worship form. That was a form of healing as well. I was brought spirit greetings from my loved ones. I knew he went on and was going through his form of healing on the higher side of life. That gave me comfort to know that. That aided in my healing. I knew he was still around me, and he still loved me, and would continue to do so all the days of my life. Healing, pure healing, right here in this building. And it's free. So, in conclusion, I ask that when you need it most, put your faith in your healer, your form of healing, whether it be a shaman, a witch doctor, medicine man, or your Wiccan friend. For the power of God is truly working through them as a conduit to where it is needed most, into you. It flows right through. So I bless you all, and Spirit blesses you all, and thanks you for listening to the words that Spirit, for some reason, wanted you to hear today. Thank you.